Hola mis amigos and possible amigas, my name is Taffrey16 and welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to The Last Leg. So, Last Leg, known in its first series as The Last Leg with Adam Hills, is a British comedy. Is it Hills or Hiles? But I'm guessing it's Hills. No, Hiles would be like Hiles. Wouldn't it be? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Hills. It's a British comedy and late night television talk sketch show that originally ran alongside the 2012 Summer Paralympics every night following the main coverage on Channel 4. It's anchored by Australian comedian Adam Hills and co-hosted by Josh Widdicombe and Alex Brooker. Brooker, right? Yeah, Broker. I think it's Brooker. I don't know, man. I'm sure I'll figure it out when I actually watch the show. It gives a review of the day's events. So it was originally just made for the Paralympics, but it pulled really good ratings, over 1 million views every night. It was really popular, strong reviews. So it became a weekly show, and it's since turned into a 20-series show with 214 episodes. They actually just completed their 20th series, which was only 5 episodes. It's supposed to be a lot longer, but due to the pandemic, it had to shut down early. And they're currently planning on coming back with Series 21 in October. But I don't know if things are going to be any better by October. It could be worse, for all I know. So maybe we'll see them next year. But anyway, this has Lil Dot Studios copyright, which means I can put it on YouTube. The episode we're going to see is actually pretty recent. It's from their 19th series, episode 2. It's about a little over 40 minutes, like 45 minutes around there. So let's go ahead and watch it. All right, let's do it. Last Leg. I think this would be fun. This, by the way, I forgot to mention, this was a channel points request from Brohammer. Brohammer channel points request. Nice beard.
Close the curtains and quarantine your whole house. It's Friday, we're live, and it's time for The Last Leg.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Close the curtains and quarantine your whole house. It's Friday, we're live, and it's time for The Last Leg.
Fucking foreshadowing. That's some foreshadowing. This from last year.
In China. Look in on the royals in Canada and refuse to open a WhatsApp message from Saudi Arabia.
That's a good idea.
Plus, we'll be joined on the couch by actor David Tennant and comedian Susie Ruffle on the show that's right in the middle of the news.
Quarantine your whole house, huh? That's some creepy-ass foreshadowing.
I'm Adam Hills. Welcome to The Last Leg, the show that really hopes the doomsday clock has a snooze button. With me on the couch, as always, are the pride of Dartmoor, Josh Widdicombe, and the man who's not only on the wagon, he's parked it in a blue badge bay, Alex Brooker.
I didn't declare. I'm pretty sure this was last year, but...
How's the not drinking going?
Let's clarify real quick.
Week in. Yeah. It's not been easy. I've been on these little turbo shandy patches. See me through, but yeah, still going strong.
I thought turbo shandy patches were what you found in your bed the next morning. Now, I want to start on a bit of a personal note tonight. Alistair said, is it okay to notice that Adam doesn't wear his wedding ring anymore? And then said, is everything okay, fella? Okay, there is a reason.
That's an intense start, isn't it?
Jesus.
So he's looked at your beard and thought the ring is why you wouldn't be okay.
Look, I don't know if you guys know, I've been playing rugby league a lot.
No!
I never mentioned
to make a documentary about it.
Okay, this was not last year. This was January of this year. Oof. This is before shit popped off, though. Talk about foreshadowing. Holy shit.
Problem is, I keep whacking my knuckles, and in particular this knuckle here, which is my wedding ring finger, and I now can't get my ring on.
So what? This is like the O.J. Simpson trial.
If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
So I think it's astonishing that we live in a world where Alex can get a wedding ring on, but you can't.
You need to get something to like kind of hold it all in, like finger spanks. Don't Google that, by the way. Haven't you had someone like haven't you been to a doctor?
Nah, it'll be all right.
No,
You're missing a bit already!
Of course you haven't. That's the arrogance of someone with another 9 to choose from, isn't it? Yeah, all right. I've got loads.
He said the same with his foot. It'll be all right. I just don't put my shoe on anymore. It's fine. It's mad. Have you thought about putting it so you can wear it as a nose ring?
Well, I don't really know what to...
You can have a Prince Albert.
I don't know what to do.
You know, last week when you met Prince Harry last week, you could go, you're not the only royal in the room, mate.
I'm genuinely, it doesn't... It's too big to put on any other fingers and it just won't fit on that.
Wow.
So.
I've got you a gift.
Have you?
Yes.
Yep.
Because I know you're an Australian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, so...
Yeah.
And I just thought, how would an Australian best wear their wedding ring? So I've got you a wedding ring style Australia cork hat.
Don't applaud that.
No. Good. Got 7 rings, bro.
I'm sorry.
You can fit on that.
That is hate speech. Do you know, I would like to say that is the last time I'd like to see a cork hat joke on this show.
OK, fine.
Because there's this stereotype about Australians that we do cheesy shit like that, and that's just not how it works. So I've decided what I'm going to do is put this on my shark's tooth necklace.
Aha, see, told you. There you go. I used to actually have a shark tooth necklace. I don't know what happened to it, but I had one.
As always, we will do our best to answer your big questions this week. You can tweet them to us at The Last Leg. Use the hashtag #IsItOK, for example. Is it okay that The Express ran this article about the return of the blue British passports this week?
Sure.
Yes, it is. Is it okay that if you look closely, the inscription on the coat of arms says, "Your mother was a hamster"?
Is the other one saying your father stunk of elderberries?
Now, I'm going to... We contacted The Express. We got our producer contacted The Express to find out if it was a tribute to Monty Python member Terry Jones, who passed away this week, because it happened on the same day. This was their response, and I'm not making this up. We'd love to claim this was a deliberate tribute to the brilliant Terry Jones. Unfortunately, it wasn't. One of our designers was just a very naughty boy. All right, let's get into the big news now, which this week revolves around a virus in China. And look, it's hard to know how seriously we need to take this. Barbara said, on the one hand, is it okay that China has a killer coronavirus and it's turning into an epidemic? Should we be worried? Hashtag make sure you get your flu jab. TJ, on the other hand, attached this photo and said, is it okay that I knocked this onto my computer and now it has a coronavirus? And
okay, so this is right when everything's
really
about
serious,
the right
or
really
are we allowed to make jokes about it? Because I'll be honest, when I first heard
it's pretty serious.
coronavirus, I thought the only way to stave it off was to stick a piece of lime up your ass. To be fair, though, it has worked so far.
Still working?
Oh, what a mental image I've just got.
I think it says a lot about British people that there's been all these, like, headlines this week.
Yeah.
Saying, you know, there's this deadly virus and it could be coming over here. And most people are just like, sounds like a beardo, doesn't it? And the problem with the marketing of it is that Corona's like quite an inoffensive beer. So it's quite a happy-go-lucky beer.
Yeah.
It's the sort of one where you go, well, I'm driving, but I'll have a Corona.
Right.
Or, you know, when you're on an all-dayer and it's like, it's 11 o'clock. No, I'm not going to go straight into the Peronies, but I'll have a Corona. Just get me settled in.
Yeah.
You know, if it had been like the Stella virus, you'd have been thinking, fucking hell, that'll get you for a few days.
How's not drinking going for you? You know when, like, you give something up? You've given up not drinking. You know when you see clues to it everywhere? Yeah. Even Alex is looking at the papers going, it says Corona!
Now, the virus is similar to SARS. It's believed to have started in a market in Wuhan, a city of 11 million people that was completely shut down yesterday. And there was a moment where I was watching the news and I really felt sorry for the reporter who was covering it. Because you just know that he would have said to his bosses, right, I'm covering Wuhan, OK. I'm doing it from outside the city walls, right? Oh, shit. 14 other cities have also been shut down. So essentially, well, here's the thing. When we were talking about this yesterday, it was 11 million people that have now been quarantined. Earlier today, it was 20. I've just checked, it's now 36 million people that have been quarantined. That's more than the population of Australia. Like, can you imagine if Australia was locked away from the rest of the world and insulated from any other people?
Yeah, I'll give it a good go.
When you realise how vast China is when there's a place who you've never previously heard of.
Yeah.
And they've got 11 million people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 11 million people. That is 44 Plymouths. To give you an idea, that is 11 million versions of the village I grew up in. That's how big it is.
The outbreak has been linked to illegal food in a market, which could be snakes. The Mirror claimed it was bat soup.
Yeah.
Well, I'm off the bat soup with the booze at the moment.
I don't think that's I remember this rumour.
Yeah.
I make a food rule. I never eat anything that grot bags would eat. What? She's a witch. She's a famous witch. She's got no fucking clue. She's a famous witch. She worked with Rod Hull and Emu in the early 90s.
Oh, I see. For me, Grot Bags was the kid at school that never had a bath. Look, nothing is open in any...
It sounds like the name of an Australian town, doesn't it?
Oh, my God.
Kinda
Who's the
does.
quarantine? Grot Bags. And the surrounding village of Dipshit. Nothing is open in these cities. That's the weird thing. No cinemas, no cafes, no transport. The only sound you can hear are the champagne corks popping in the Wuhan paper mask factory.
The thing is, though, it's like, obviously it's awful for the people of Wuhan that they've had to kind of, you know, they've got to wear these masks all the time and they're kind of being handed out.
Yeah.
And I think that the government should at least make it interesting rather than hand out masks. Just give out, like, full outfits that can be like the Masked Singer. And you can guess who it is and
Not a
go,
bad idea.
yeah, I reckon the hedgehog's my mum.
Chinese government
This
say
is
everything's under
crazy
control, but
watching
they
this
have
now.
shut down the Forbidden City, and things can't be going well when you're locking down something that's already forbidden. Apparently, they're going to build a hospital within 5 days in Wuhan
mad, isn't it?
to help people out. That is the best episode of Challenge Annika ever.
As if you know what Challenge Annika is. If you don't know grot bags, you don't know Challenge Annika. 5 days, though.
Yeah, 5 days for a hospital.
But you know what builders are like. That'll be like 6 days.
Today,
Make me laugh.
26 people have died in China. I can't believe I'm saying that with a smile. Sorry. 26 people have died in China. The British government held a Cobra meeting this morning, after which they said the risk to the public was low. This weekend, though, is Chinese New Year, which is the largest annual human migration in the world. There have already been 2 cases found in France just in the last couple of hours. This could be an outbreak film waiting to happen. And the worst thing about that is, if everyone in Britain is somehow wiped out by this virus, our only hope of repopulation is with whoever's left in the Love Island villa.
Wait, didn't they? Oh, no, that was Big Brother.
The good news is they've made a start on it already.
So, look, hopefully everything's going to be OK. It's bad news, though, also for a couple of members of the royal family, who, it was revealed this week, advertised milk in China. Now, Princess Diana's niece, Kitty Spencer, the Queen's grandson, Peter Phillips, both promote rival brands of Jersey milk. In fact, Peter Phillips features in an ad that makes it look like he lives in a mansion, but it's actually Longleat House.
我是 Peter Phillips， 我爱喝娟山鲜牛奶。100年来，娟山牛种一直受英伦保护，在中国，光明至优娟山鲜牛奶，英伦珍品，奢享鲜醇。
This is what I drink.
Okay. What the fuck?
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I've lived in England for 36 years. I've got no fucking clue who that bloke is. It's just some English bloke. I could go over to China and advertise. I was more familiar with the cows.
Also, with the way things are going for the royal family at the moment, it wouldn't surprise me if Peter Phillips is actually the carrier of the coronavirus. You'd have the Queen just going, Jesus Christ, one of my grandsons has left and the other one's a monkey from Outbreak.
Advertising milk in China,
Yeah.
that sounds like one of Prince Andrew's alibis.
The weird thing is, Kitty Spencer told journalists the day of the royal family usually begins with a cup of milk or a cup of tea. What she didn't add was the Queen then opens the papers and says, "What the shit has Andrew done now?" In other royal news, it was announced Harry and Meghan will no longer use their HRH titles, will no longer represent the Queen. They haven't just exited, they have absolutely mucked off. Yeah. They're now both in Canada, and the jury's still out on whether the press are going to be kinder or harsher to them in Canada.
Probably nicer. This is, I'm sorry, I just want to cut off. This is crazy watching this now. This was back in January, where everyone was still like, oh, okay, you know, maybe it won't be that big of a deal. Maybe it'll be an outbreak. Maybe it won't. I'm sure it'll be worked out. Watching this right now at the end of July in 2020, when we're smack dab in the fucking middle of it. This is crazy watching this now. This was only 7 months ago. That's fucking crazy.
I think that because the thing is now it's all done with, and fair play to them. You know, I think that there's a lot of pressure on that relationship now.
Yep.
Because like Harry's he's left his family, he's moved to another place.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know if anyone else does, but I feel enough pressure when I choose the restaurant to the other half.
I think I'm thinking they've done the right thing.
Yeah.
I think in the sense that, you know, if they weren't happy, it's good to do what you want to do to try and find happiness.
Yeah,
what I will say is there is the worry of the paparazzi, and I think a better decision would have been pretend you were going canoeing. And then just wait for it all to blow over when the canoe comes back. Either that, or if you want no one to recognise you, disguise yourself as Peter Phillips, because I don't know who he is.
We had a discussion in the office this week, and we were talking about whether Harry and Meghan would be better protected in Canada or better protected in England. You don't need to know the outcome of that, but it did lead to a very important question. Who would win in a fight between a beefeater and a Mountie?
I'd like to see it.
I mean, that is the important question about science.
Do you want me to give my...
Oh, yeah, who do you think?
Mountie, because a Mountie's a proper person. A beefeater's like a ceremonial role. That's like going, who's going to win in a fight between someone from the SAS and Pilgrim Pete? Like...
I've got the thing is, it's a tough one because the beefeater's got that funny little shiny stick, and the Mountie's got a gun.
Yeah, he sure does.
I'm going to say it depends where the fight... It's like when you say who's going to win out of a tiger and a shark. Well, it depends if it's in the water or on the land. I think if it's in London, the beefeater's going to win. He's got the wily kind of London brain. But if it's in the Rocky Mountains, it's going to be a Mountie every time.
Yeah.
But if it is on land and the shark gets a bite in on the tiger, surely it ain't letting it go.
That's not what we're talking about. So, this is our poll.
Sorry, mate, I'm always in office mode.
Who would win in a fight between a Mountie and a beefeater?
I'll take the
Tweet us
Mountie.
at the last leg.
We've run out of ideas, people!
Tell us who you think would win. Use the hashtag beefeater versus Mountie. God, I hope that's a film one day as well. Look, to give you an idea of what kind of weather Harry and Meghan are in for, last week we mentioned it was -22 in Calgary. This week, an amateur home video was released of an overnight snowfall in Newfoundland. It looked like this. There you go, front porch, little bit of snow,
Oof.
bit of rain. I mean, it's not too bad, is it? Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go.
Oof.
It's kind of... oh dear.
Welcome to Canada.
Dear. Oh, that's not good. I mean, still, not as frosty as the mood in Buckingham Palace.
The worst thing was just before they turned the camera on, they'd ordered a Deliveroo.
Oh, that'd be
I feel
unfortunate.
sorry for the cat that had popped out.
So the big question is, what are Harry and Meghan going to do now? Now, the possibilities
Freeze
are
to
endless.
death?
The media openings are incredible. And here at the agency of Hills, Whittingham and Brooker, we'd like to pitch a few options. If I could have your attention over here, please, I'm going to start. I think we could kick off with a book of intimate royal moments entitled The Joy of Sussex. Alex?
Now, for me, Harry's got to make the most of the skills he's already got. He's a pilot. He can fly a helicopter. Here we go. But you need to monetise it. Where there's always money, kids have birthdays every year. Turn it, kids' parties. There you go.
Love it. Josh?
Advertising. All the money's in advertising. Choose a big brand. It's already established.
Yep.
Put your face on it. Here we have Compare the Markle.
Nice.
Very nice. Alex, you got another one?
Instagrammers are absolutely creaming it in at the moment. You want to be an influencer. You've got to get your own fashion brand. Here I present Harry's Styles. Surprisingly enough, Harry Styles hasn't already copyrighted it, so have that one for
Really?
me, Harry. There you go.
Harry Styles not copyrighted Harry Styles.
From your family.
Harry, what are
That's
you doing?
You need. Yep. Very simple. Best way to make money these days. Have you had an accident that isn't your fault?
Well, finally, I'm thinking a reality TV show. I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't make a reality TV show. But there's a storyline that we can use here. It's about a prince who falls out with his family and has to move to a new neighbourhood. Oh, yeah. It sounds a little bit like this. Are you ready for this? In Windsor, Berkshire, born and raised, in the palace is where one spent most of one's days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing all cool, shooting some pheasants outside of the school. Till a girl called Megan did her best to impress, but she couldn't catch a break with the tabloid press. My nan said she wouldn't write any more cheques. That's how I became the Fresh Prince of Quebec. You know it. All right, let's bring out tonight's guest. He recently appeared on screen with Michael Sheen. She recently appeared on tour with Josh Whittaker. Would you please welcome David Tennant and Susie Ruffle?
Oh my God, look at David's hair. I don't think I've heard of her, to be honest. He still looks good. A bit older, obviously, but he's good. I'm digging the shirt. My dad used to wear shirts like that.
Welcome to both of you. I hate to just go straight in with the tough questions, but let's not even mess around. Who would win in a fight between a beefeater and a Mountie?
Mountie.
Is the Mountie on his horse?
Good question.
Is the beefeater on his horse?
No.
Are they both on horse?
I'm going to say the Mountie can be, though, yeah.
Well, the horse is going to take out the beefeater. But otherwise, the beefeater's got a big old stick. Look at that, with the spikes on the end, and that looks quite nasty. Well, the Mountie's got a gun. So.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think the beefeater might have, like, some hidden rage. Because I think... Because they spend their life posing for photos with tourists.
Oh, yeah.
Who are being...
He doesn't look happy, right?
Who like...
They gotta deal with
and so you just think,
Americans
if he snaps, it'll be like...
What are your thoughts on Harry and Meghan? Have they done the right thing? What do you think?
They're probably getting a break now.
I mean, I feel for them. Like, running away from paparazzi, like, it's just constantly paparazzi after them. Like, I mean, even Boris Johnson got in a fridge. I mean, which is basically what Harry and Meghan done. They've just moved to a very big fridge.
Welcome to Canada.
What do you think, David?
I think other members of the royal family must be going, we're allowed to leave?
That's true. You can just dip, I guess. Imagine if the Queen was just like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm going to Canada.
Break, Steve said, is it okay that Jess Phillips decided to pull out of the Labor leadership contest just days after appearing on our show? We do have a habit of killing off political careers. We should be called the last straw. The remaining Labor candidates as of today are Lisa Nandy, Rebecca Long-Bailey, Emily Thornberry and Keir Starmer. He wants to lead the Labor Party now.
Adam,
yeah.
2 in 2 minutes. I've got an inside track on this.
Yeah.
Because obviously we had Jess on last week. Normally, you have the kind of politicians on this, and they will slowly fade away.
Yeah.
But literally within 72 hours, her leadership bid had gone. She had a drink in the green room afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her for about 45 minutes about Neighbours and Biker Grove.
Yeah.
And I thought, you're not going to be Prime Minister. I've lost a Prime Minister, but I've gained a friend.
So, look, in a week in which we're all worried about a new strain of virus, turns out the real danger is appearing on our show.
Well, ironically, the show's gone now because of the virus.
A story of a terrible curse. A curse that destroyed the lives of everyone who came into contact with it. It began on a Friday night with an unsuspecting victim.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how shitty do you feel about what you did with the tuition fees? 9.5.
Ooh. The second victim arrived in style, but was later dispatched with glee. Victim number 3 wanted change, but she didn't get the change she wanted. It all went quiet until exactly 7 days ago. And the curse struck again. Only one thing links all 4 victims.
See you on the show.
We're live.
John
And it's
Burkow,
time for the
see you on
last leg.
show. Fire.
Please come on our show.
Here's Adam.
Is Halsey!
Close enough.
The curse of the last leg. You will be its next victim.
You.
Oh! Sorry, David, have you seen my hairbrush?
Yes, in the cupboard.
Oh.
What's up with Saudi Arabia's WhatsApp? Plus, we want to know who would win a fight between a beefeater and a Mountie. Tweet us at the last leg. Use the hashtag beefeater versus Mountie. We'll see you in a little bit.
The Mountie's got a gun, man. The Mountie might be nicer, but you can only be so nice with a gun.
We're joined by Susie Ruffle and David Tennant. I'm not saying we have the best audience members ever, but Wayne said, is it okay, can someone tell David his shoelace is undone?
Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On the other
Thanks,
hand,
Wayne.
Matthew said, is it okay that it looks like Adam has got a turd in his top jacket pocket?
I like the new Dapper You.
Well, I've got... Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm going to call myself, Dapper Me. Oh, no, that didn't work out before, did it? One of the biggest stories of the week revolved around Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who's accused of hacking into the phone of the head of Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
He's been accused of more than that.
Story this week. Now, apparently Jeff Bezos, the head of Amazon, met Mohammed bin Salman at a dinner party that included NBA star Kobe Bryant and the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger. What a combination.
I can just imagine Mohammed bin Salman pitching.
Holy shit. I'm sorry. How long ago before Kobe died was this? This aired on January 24th. He died 2 days after this aired. Holy shit. Kobe died 2 days after this aired. This episode's tripping me the fuck out. Also, why are you staring into my soul? Look at him. Look at him staring into my soul for the camera. Kobe died 2 days after this aired. That's fucking trippy.
In films to the head of Disney. Just going.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, so anyway, it's a remake of The Little Mermaid. It's basically the same story. Ariel meets the man of her dreams, but you know, she defies her father. He throws her in jail. So it's a remake of Aladdin, but Jasmine's not allowed to fly the carpet.
Jeff Bezos and Mohammed bin Salman apparently swapped numbers, as you can see from this screen grab of their WhatsApp exchange, which is why it's blurry. Jeff Bezos provided this to the UN. He began it with, "Hello, MBS." That's a big call to open with his nickname. And bin Salman at the bottom went, "Hello, I saved the number. Mohammed bin Salman." There's a way of going, don't use that nickname, dickhead.
I wish Mohammed bin Salman had replied, "New phone, who dis?"
I mean, is that a decent nickname, NBS? How do we feel about that, Susie?
I mean, massive bullshit. That's... massive bullshit.
So a month later, Bezos received a video file from MBS, massive bullshit. Now, it's thought that this video file that was sent somehow...
Good luck saying that about him, Adam. What? If you want to take him on, but he's got history.
How do you think I lost the first foot? Now, it's thought someone somehow hacked into Bezos' phone using this file and possibly accessed photos of a woman Bezos was dating. Why is that a big deal? Well, later that year, bin Salman sent Bezos a meme with a woman who looked like the one he was supposedly seeing, and it said, "Arguing with a woman is like reading the software license agreement. In the end, you have to ignore everything and click I agree."
There is no way Mohammed bin Salman has ever been in an argument with a woman at the end of it gone, "I agree."
I think
true, but
if Mohammed bin Salman sent me a joke, whatever it was, I would laugh. There's no way I'd go, "Actually, I think that's a bit out of order and dated, Mohammed."
I could imagine he doesn't even use emojis. he just sends you a severed hand as a thumbs up.
Now, David, I understand you're not entirely across memes. Is that correct?
I have a shaky understanding of what that means.
You're not a social media user,
No, I'm not, no.
Okay. So you don't know what a meme is, really?
I don't really. I think I might have been one, but I don't know entirely what that means.
Talking about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? Someone said, Gareth said, is it okay that me and my mum, who's in the audience now, apparently... Oh, right. Is Gareth's mum here?
She won't admit it.
Okay,
Sad way for Gareth to find out he's adopted.
Poor Gareth.
Is it okay that me and my mum, who's in the audience, communicate almost entirely in David Tennant GIFs? Now, a GIF is different to a...
What's a GIF?
A GIF is like a little moving image, a tiny little moving image.
Oh, right. They're like the little... I know them.
Okay.
I know them.
But
I didn't know that's what they were called. This is great.
So a meme is more a picture, and it usually has, like, a saying on it, or... There's one that's gone around today. It's the Dolly Parton meme.
Right.
It looks like this. So Dolly posted this. This is what she... Like, the idea is this is your photo on LinkedIn.
Oh, yes,
Business-like. Facebook, looking friendly. Instagram, looking cool. And Tinder, looking a little bit...
I can work that out. I get that, yes.
Yeah.
That's good. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah, OK. By the way, we've had a few tweets saying, are you going to do your own Dolly
Poor
Parton
boomer
meme? We
David
did.
Tennant.
This is the last leg version. Now, moving on to other news, the Dorset man
It is
said...
troublesome that we go on Tinder as a 3, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
The Dorset man said, is it OK that the Queen has finally approved Brexit and Adam's beard may be coming off? Free the beard, yes! It's coming off next week.
Oh, you weren't going to shave it until Brexit happens. OK, I got you.
Susie and I have done a few gigs
how it's gotten
recently,
there.
and you really have a problem with
I
this,
really
right?
hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I've missed John McCurrick.
I haven't.
Now, Parliament approved legislation yesterday to implement the withdrawal deal, and after 4 long years of constant analysis and inaction, this is how much room it got in the Metro.
Wow.
There. That's it. That's all of, hey, Brexit's going through now, isn't it? All, that's it. It got less coverage than an article asking, should I stop rebound sex?
But should I?
I'm enjoying it.
Is that how you hurt your finger?
Either way, my beard is definitely coming off at 11 o'clock next week when we present our... Now, we're going to do a big Brexit special next week, which, by the way, it's going to be a celebration as well, our Brexit special. Whether you think the... What are you guys going to be doing? What are you going to do next week, David?
Hoping my Luxembourg citizenship comes through.
And I'll be marrying David for his Luxembourg citizenship.
Oh, well, that's the end of our rebound sex then.
Yeah.
Whether you think the best thing about Brexit is my beard coming off, or if you're genuinely looking forward to leaving the EU, we want to bring people together next week. We're going to have Armando Iannucci and Guz Khan on the couch. Lorraine Kelly will be reporting live from Westminster. And if she can't bring people together, no one can. And look, let's start tonight by showing you how the world was brought together this week. There was a student in Auckland, did a really lovely thing. Placed a piece of bread on the ground in Auckland, in New Zealand. He worked out the exact opposite side of the world, a place in Spain, and convinced someone to put another slice of bread there, thus creating what they called an Earth sandwich.
And they say students waste their time at uni.
It looked like this. There you go. That is the Earth in the...
I hate to ask this. Is it vegan?
I've had it, but I wouldn't want the Earth's crusts.
Leave bits of business.
Guys.
Yeah.
You know, with global warming, it's probably a toasty by now, am I right?
This is what we're here for. This is why I stayed up on a Friday night.
Why is the Spanish
I've
one
done it
all...
till next week.
Why is the Spanish one all cut up?
I'm not entirely sure.
Looks
I
like
think
9
maybe they put a
pieces
few
of bread.
pieces on the ground and he's standing up. I don't know. Either way, it was a lovely idea. And Josh, you've organised something tonight, haven't you?
Yes, so that,
Yep.
you know, anyone can put 2 pieces of bread on either side of the world and claim it's a sandwich.
Yep.
But that's not the only food stuff.
Yep.
So I've genuinely done this, right? So that I now have a live link up to a man. This is Patrick, right? He is in New... Patrick, where are you?
Yeah, g'day guys. Got a Kato. I'm here in sunny, summery Auckland, New Zealand.
Genuinely, Patrick's in New Zealand. Look, you can see summertime's in bloom. It is New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
So, what we've done, you might notice what Patrick is holding.
Yep.
Stick.
So he's been feeding that into the earth for the last hour. Don't keep going. Don't finish it yet, Patrick.
No.
Judging by my calculations, if he pushes a little further, me and Patrick will create the first ever Earth kebab. Okay? So what's going to happen is Patrick's going to push, and then my calculations are it should come through. There, right. So this is where it should come through.
Okay.
You've been pushing for an hour now, Patrick. It's all feeling good. Do the final.
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle, but we're getting there.
Good. Cheers, Patrick. Give it the final push. Here we go. Right, Hills, are you excited, Hills?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh,
Here we go.
It's
Here we go.
rumbling.
Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
yes.
Oh, and my desk is rumbling too. I can feel it.
The camera's shaking. Oh, shit! Just a bit outside.
Wow.
Close enough, huh?
Patrick, you got the angle wrong.
Well, luckily I've got something for it. Oh, there you go.
Nice! Look, you did, Patrick.
We'll have more Last Leg for you after the break, because things look impeachy for Trump, plus we want to know who would win the fight between a beefeater and a mountie. Tweet us at the Last Leg,
Friends
use
look
the hashtag
impeachy for
beefeater
Trump. I
versus
forgot.
mountie.
Man,
See
the
you soon.
impeachment was this year. Well, I said this in a Red Dwarf reaction. January and February of this year do not even feel like they're part of the same year. Those 2 months feel like 5 years. Like, we should just consider January and February an extension of 2019. They should not count for this year.
Welcome back to Last Leg. We're still joined by Susie Ruffle and David Tennant. Rosendale Rubicon said, is it okay that Donald Trump is still going to be president after the impeachment? It's been going on for a while. Let's try and boil down the basics of what's going on in Washington this week. Donald Trump is accused of breaking the law by withholding military aid from Ukraine unless they dug up dirt on his possible political rival, Joe Biden.
And
now, his defence seems to be, yeah, I did it, but it's not worthy of impeachment. And since the Republicans control the Senate, who ultimately decide the verdict, he's probably not going to get kicked out of office.
Which he wasn't.
Trump protested his innocence last week in a tweet that simply said, I just got impeached for making a perfect phone call.
I'm just obsessed with the idea of what a perfect phone call is.
I know what a perfect phone call is.
Go on.
It's when you've got plans to go out and you don't want to go.
Yeah.
And then your mate rings you to cancel. That is a perfect phone call. Oh, yeah, I'm really disappointed. Well, listen, we'll do it another time.
I think the perfect phone call is when you're phoning someone you don't want to speak to but feel you have to phone.
Yeah.
And then it goes to answer phone. That is the perfect phone.
Is anyone else surprised that they let Trump have a phone? I thought they would have given him one of those little ones that's on a string with a smiley face on it.
David, I mean, you spend time in America. Do you think he's going to be re-elected?
I think it's the death of hope if he is. I mean, I think it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But I really fear for what happens over there and then consequently around the world if he is.
Can I ask you...
build a wall around the whole country and forget about it. It's done.
Can I ask you a question?
I mean, we're getting political, so to give my opinion, the main reason he could get reelected is because it's not like his opponent is much better. Basically, America this year, here's your options. You're choosing between a possible sex offender who's probably a racist versus a possible sex offender who probably has dementia. Take your pick. Take your fucking pick.
When you say something negative about Donald Trump,
yeah,
and a lot of times people choose to keep with the devil they know versus the devil they don't. So could he get reelected? He very well could. Yeah, he very well could. The polls say he's not going to, but the polls also said Hillary Clinton was going to win in 2016. So,
do you worry about how that's going to affect audiences in America, or your fans in America, or your career in America?
Well, I do now. I mean, I was fine with it before, but... Can we re-record the last bit?
I genuinely thought you were going to go... Can I ask you a question? How is the TARDIS bigger inside?
I'm quite interested.
Nobody in the US aside from me is going to see this anyway.
And I was just staring at Adam's arse line when I see you.
Donald Trump's lawyer is a guy called Alan Dershowitz, who has previously represented O.J. Simpson, Mike Tyson and Harvey Weinstein.
It's like you go... I mean, what are you saying if you're going, I want... Get me the lawyer who defends the guys that are definitely guilty. What are you saying about your own case?
We don't know what cases he might have done. He might have just done their early cases when it was like... OJ was like a parking fine. Who was the other one? Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, I'm not going to go on with this.
No.
Yeah, stop what you're
the
behind.
main witness, Democrats want to call, is a guy, former National Security Advisor, a guy called John Bolton, who looks like this.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about John Bolton is Donald Trump didn't want to employ him originally. Why? Because he thought he might turn against him? No. Because he thought he might leak private information? No. Donald Trump didn't like his moustache.
Really?
I would agree.
Really?
First time I ever agreed with Trump, but...
I'm the opposite. I'd want all my employees to look like an enchanted carriage clock.
Turns out Donald Trump has a thing about moustaches. It's his kryptonite. It's the one thing he really doesn't like, which means the ideal Democratic candidate for the election later this year is this guy.
Or you.
Yeah, or me. No, it has to stay and I'll take him on. Tracy said, is it okay to propose you close this week's show with Always Look on the Bright Side of Life in tribute to the comedy genius Terry Jones? Do you know what? That is exactly what we're going to do tonight, Tracy. That is a fantastic idea. Look, we were all affected by Terry Jones's death this week as comedy fans, but Alex was affected in more ways than one. Do you want to explain why?
Yeah, so when I was younger, actually, pretty much all through my life since he's known me, my stepdad has always called me Mr. Creosote.
Yeah.
And I always used to think it was about the fact that I've got, like, a prosthetic leg and it's something to do with, like, a wooden leg.
Yep.
It's like creosote that you put on. And I was just thinking, this is a bit of a shit nickname.
Yeah.
And then I saw a clip of it this week.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say, I think my stepdad's an arsehole. Keith, you're an arsehole.
So Mr. Creosote is a character from The Meaning of Life. He's in a restaurant. He's basically ordering everything and eating everything. And I'm saying this for people who don't know the clip. It seems right to show it now. The clip that gave Alex his nickname in a kid. This scene, by the way, is graphic, disturbing and literally gut-wrenching.
And finally, monsieur, a wafer thin mint. Oh, sir, it's only a tiny little thin one. Now, fuck off, I'm full. Oh, sir. It's only a wafer thin. Well, I couldn't eat another thing. I'm absolutely stuffed. Bugger all, sir. Just one. Oh, just one. Just the one, monsieur.
Oh, no.
Voila. Bon appétit.
He's fine. Yeah, I guess that's an asshole.
In hindsight, there's probably worse things he could have called me, but still, that's cruelty. I was 8.
It was the saddest thing in the world this week when we showed Alex that clip. The little face of going, yeah, what is it that I've been called ever since I was...
Basically, he's calling me a fat prick.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yes, we are going to end the show tonight with a huge tribute to Terry Jones.
I think the thing with Monty Python is, like, Monty Python is, you forget, it's from so long ago. It's from 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And, like, of all the genres of anything, like, far more than music or books or anything, comedy ages fast.
Yeah.
As fast as you have aged since you got that beard. Like, and if in 40 years, so many of their things are still funny and still feel fresh,
yeah,
shows how brilliant it was. Because I'm telling you, if you watch this in 40 years,
I'll be honest with you, if you watch this in 40 minutes.
We'll have more Last League for you after the break as we create the world's largest tribute to Terry Jones and we find out who would win in a fight between a Beefeater and a Mountie. We'll see you in a little bit.
Joke's on you, I'll see you in 2 seconds. Watch this shit. Watch it. And boom. Hey, where'd you go?
The last leg. We're still joined by Susie Ruffle and David Tennant. We are dressed as Terry Jones characters to end the show. Alex took a little bit more time, but I think it's absolutely worth it. Come on out, Alex Brooker.
I look like the geezer off of the Go Compare advert.
Before we wrap it up, though, Josh has been breathing in the last 7 days. What have you got?
Yes, would you like to see a duck with a surprising sense of rhythm?
Yes, please.
Well, you may.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Only on this show. If you've just tuned in, hi, this is TV. We asked you tonight who would win...
tuned in, that was my arse slime on it.
We asked you who would win in a fight between a Beefeater and a Mountie. The results are in. Overwhelmingly, you have said Beefeater.
What the fuck?
Beefeater would win.
Yes. So...
We did have a few people ask earlier on, David, what was going on with your hair. I know it's changed now because of the Terry Jones character, but can you explain why you had the hair that you had?
Well, this hair?
Yes.
That's his hair?
Yeah.
But it has been for a character. You have been playing a specific character.
It's been, yes. But let's not talk about that. It's not funny.
Oh, OK, let's move on.
Yeah.
OK. The nice thing tonight, though, there were two hashtags that were trending right at the top. There was Beefeater versus Mountie and there was Deadwater Fell, which is the show that you're in.
Nice,
so
I like that.
The two most important things of the night, your show and Beefeaters being Mounties. We are about to end the show with a tribute to Terry Jones, but before we do, would you please thank our guest, Susie Ruffle?
Hey!
And David Tennant. And my co-host Josh Whittaker. And Alex Brooker. We'll be back next week with a 90-minute Brexit special featuring Armando Iannucci, Guz Khan and special correspondent Lorraine Kelly. But right now, in a week that has seen the world's biggest sandwich, we'd like to end the show with the world's largest tribute to the late Monty Python member Terry Jones. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to cross back live now to Auckland, to Patrick, who's now joined by the Viva Voce Choir. Hello, choir.
Hi. Hi.
What day is it in New Zealand right now?
Saturday. Saturday morning.
It's Saturday. They are coming to us from the future.
Wow.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is genuinely on the other side of the world. The entire world is between us and them. So we are now going to bust out the world's largest sing-along of Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. Take it away. Things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side. And death's the final word. Must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your sin. Give the audience a grin. Enjoy it, it's your last chance anyhow. So always look on the bright side of life. Just before you draw your terminal breath.
Life's a piece of bullshit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it on the show, keep them laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Thanks for watching The Last Leg. My name's Adam Hills. We'll see you next week for our Brexit special. See you then!
You know, it's crazy. I was just, I don't know when this is going up. By the way, this will either go up on the 29th or 31st, but I just watched Red Dwarf 2 or 3 days ago as I'm recording this. And I talked about how it was the most topical thing I could have possibly ever watched because Red Dwarf, the episode I watched was Quarantine, about how they get put into quarantine. And it came out in 1992. So they never would have known, 18 years later, all this shit's happening. No, not even 18 years, 28 years later. Shit, 1992 was 28 years ago. Fuck me. But man, watching a show about world events in January of this year. Again, January and February should not even count. I personally vote that those two should be ruled an extension of 2019. I don't think they should count towards this year. As far as I'm concerned, 2020 started in March when all the shit popped off. But I mean, again, they mentioned the NBA legend Kobe Bryant at that party. That came out on the 24th of March. 2 days after that aired. Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter died during the morning during a helicopter crash because Bryant liked to travel from his house to the basketball camp that he ran via helicopter, and that's where him and his daughter were going, and the pilot was flying in conditions that he wasn't advised to, and they crashed, unfortunately, and 5 people on that flight died. So to hear them just casually mention him 2 days before that happened, when nobody could have ever imagined it would happen, to hear them casually talk about the coronavirus, like, maybe it'll pop off, when nobody knew how big of a deal it was going to go on. Watching this now, at the end of July, right in the thick of this fucking pandemic, when, how many people have died worldwide? 300,000? Or is that just America? Like, how many fucking, that might be just America. Coronavirus deaths. Apparently we're calling it COVID now. It's gone back and forth. Fucking confirmed, let's see. Coronavirus deaths. So there's 464,000 cases in the United States. 8,400 deaths. Deaths worldwide, 16.4 million cases. 9.5 million have recovered. 652,000 deaths. Wow. 150,000 deaths, and I don't know why it said 8,000. That was just California, it showed. I was on a California stats. 8,000 deaths in California. 150,000 deaths in the U.S. 662,000 deaths worldwide. That's crazy. To watch this now, in the middle of all this. That was trippy as hell. Very fitting episode. Cool to see David Tennant and all that. I wonder if he's still rocking that haircut. It's just crazy how much. That was only 7 months ago. And to think how much shit has changed from 7 months ago to now is insane. But as a whole, I love that show. He definitely did look like the Go Compare guy. If this does well, let me know if you think I should try an earlier episode. Again, it's not that old of a show. It only started in 2012. But if there's like a... You got to think 20 seasons in, there's got to be like maybe a consensus best episode. So if there's one, and this does well and you want me to do a sequel, let me know. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for my reaction to The Last Leg. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, I stream every single day, my second channel for 16 views, my Twitter. If you want to follow me, my Patreon, if you want to support me or my daily motion, all those things are down in the description down below. Thank you to all 43 of my Patrons currently named in the description for your constant support of me and my channel. I appreciate you guys. Also in the description is linked to community Reddit as well as the daily schedule. With all that being said, though, my name is Tafford Steen. It's been my reaction to The Last Leg. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.